Welcome everyone. Today we have a new guide for Dota autochess with the tier list of the relics that is available in the game. Now, due to popular requests, I want to look at a number of tier lists, and the relics are the first ones we'll have look. We'll be looking to build that uses those relics as well, and also I want to assemble those relics and show you guys in the gameplays and what are the relics that is good for early game, mid game, and also late game. So currently in this season, the rotation of the relics are those. In the future, this might change a little bit, but this doesn't change dramatically. So let's have a look at the relics, and in the future, we'll look into the item tier list and also unit and also build tier list. I want to break this down a little bit for us. So firstly, in terms of the relics, what are the relics that is good for early game? Well, when I say early game, it is from round 10 to round 20. So this is where we're looking to the early game. Now, in terms of the early game good relics, we can go with Magic Seed, and I'll show you guys how that is used. We can go with the Masked Dungeon Key, over here, and over here we could potentially go with any time with the Certainty Loop. So what I'll do is, let's have a look at some of the examples using those relics. So this one, we're going to look into the examples using the Magic Seed and how to apply those. Now, in terms of the Magic Seed, once you get it in round 10, what I recommend is make sure you have a full bench space so that you get 8 seed. Now, why do you want 8 seed? Is that each of those seeds starts with 1 gold, and then they can be sold for additional gold each round with a 60% chance of increasing its value. It's pretty much you're growing the seed. So notice here, I put all my units on the bench, then I summon the seeds. This way, you will get the maximum value out of this. Now, there are some downsides. One of the drawbacks with a magic seed is that this one, what's going to happen is you can't really get your units down because you can't buy any units, you need space. So usually players only sell 1 magic seed and leave the rest of the magic seed open. And I'll just show you guys over here. So as time grows, I start to sell 1 of the magic seed with the highest value, so I get the most gold. And I keep leveling up, and once I sold 1 for additional space, I can then keep doing this and just use 1 spot. The downside again is that if you're doing a hyper rolling build after round 15, this might not be best. But if you have a build that can last to round 20 without needing to roll for units, then you can just use 1 unit slot, and this gives you so much value. On average, the magic seed give about 5 to 6 gold for each of them, and if you keep all 7 of them to the end of the round, well, you're looking at about 30 to 40 gold additional income. And just to show you guys, I did sell a few as I went, but usually you want to keep as many of them as you went in the latest stage of the game. And this really boosts up your economy. And to show you guys my economy at the end of the game, by the time the game ended, with the help of the magic seed, we went over 500 gold. That comes with economy and also additional things, of course. But this shows you that the magic seed is one of the best items in the early game if you're not rolling like hunters, or maybe, there isn't that many hyper roll, maybe knights and trolls. But if you're not hyper rolling after round 15, this is great. Now, after that, what I want to show you guys is there are a few number of the early game items. So the seed, we had a look. Let's have a look at Mango Tree. Yes, I did forget to mention Mango Tree because it was not on this game, but Mango Tree is a very powerful early game, especially round 10 to round 20 item. This is one of the strongest items, I think, in early game. So a lot of us might not be able to use Mango Tree correctly, but there's a way to force it. Let's get the Mango Tree. So notice I get Mango Tree. So Mango Tree wants you to alternate between winning, losing, but you can also draw the round. It is very hard to draw the round. So what you want to do after round 10 is that after winning round 10, your next alteration is to lose. So purposely, I will put as less unit on the board or sometimes empty board. My goal is to lose. And why do you want to lose? Is that if you lose, you will be gaining a random mango that not only gives you bonus gold and also experience. And this really hyper boosts your income and also your leveling for any great late game units. So notice here, after I lost on round 11, I get a mango. And we're going to repeat this, and we want to alternate winning and also losing. Now, when do you want to get Mango Tree? Whenever you can do it. And if you don't have a massive win or losing streak, that's the best time. You also want to have some decent units that you can win the fights with. If you can't win the fights, then you can't alternate, right? So after losing on round 11, I'll put down my strongest unit and try to win. So you want to win and also lose. If you can get a draw, that's even better, but it's very rare to get a draw. So my goal is to lose, win, lose, win. And this also counts for the neutral round. So notice with anti-mage, we start to win and we start to lose. Oh, we actually lost that one. So here we'll be trying to, so what I want to show you guys. So, oh yeah, we actually won that one. I was looking at someone else. So I got my second mango. Now I'm getting my units and then I'll try to lose again. So round 13, I'll try to lose again. Now if you don't get the mango, so notice here I try to lose, but someone else is weaker than me and I actually didn't get to lose. That's bad, because you really want to have a very small window to use up all the 7 of the mango tree. That will give you a golden mango. So on the next round, I sold even more units to make sure I'm guaranteed to lose. I really needed the rotation. I only put a panda down and this time I lost. So each time you win or lose, you will take account of the mango and you have 7 total mangoes. And then by round 15, you're definitely going to win. So winning in round 15 on the neutral round also gives you a mango. So notice that each time I'm alternating between winning and also losing, and I'll attach this small replay for you guys because it's very important to get it right. Now, if you keep doing this, winning and also losing, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. By the time I have only 1 mango tree and that is also consumed by losing, so I have completed my mango tree achievement, and this gives you a bonus golden mango. So not only you get 7 mangoes that can turn into, random amount of gold and also experience. I think the max is about 6 gold and experience per mango, or maybe 7. But here the golden mango is what makes the biggest factor. It's a hidden item that you only get after destroying the mango tree by completing 7 alterations. And this relic item will prevent you from dying. So if you have 20 HP, you take 20 HP courier damage about to die, you will take 0 damage. So this item is super effective if you also use combined with tangles, and also this will save you 1 round. Sometimes surviving 1 round will mean death or, going further. So let me have a look if I managed to use mango. I didn't actually use the mango for this particular setup because that was a very strong cast build, but that having the golden mango means you will live 1 extra round, and sometimes you'll take turns before the player that defeated you fight you again. So this item is one of the best items for the early game if you can do the alteration between winning and losing. Now, while purposely losing, it is also good to keep 2 priests. If you keep 2 priests on the board while you are losing, you're also gaining additional tangles, which is also great. So now that we had a look at 2 of the really good ones, let's have a look at the other good early game. So we talk about mango, let's talk about the wheel. Now, if you have seen my other guide on the getting any 3-star legendaries, you might have seen the wheel. So Wheel of Fortune, let's have a look. So this is when I got the Wheel of Fortune around 20. So Wheel of Fortune, what does it do is it will give you a random synergy on the unit you selected. So let's wait a little bit and let me select the relic and show you guys over here. Those are some of the relics that is more interesting. So this one, Wheel of Wonder, or Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Wonder would let you select the unit and then you will give it a special synergy. And I prefer this to be much later in the game, so I don't recommend doing this too early, but sometimes doing this too early can define a build. Usually, you want to give a unit that does not have the synergy you wanted. Let's say if I'm playing 6 goblins, and the links for that video is below to get any legendary with 6 goblins and 6 mercs. Really hard to find 6 mercs, and this is when Wheel of Fortune comes handy. There's some really hidden mechanics and also combos like 4 harpies and 4 demon hunters, or even 2 ogres you can find with the Wheel of Wonder. And what I really recommend is usually players will select on IO, because if you put Wheel of Wonder on IO, any unit IO combines into towards 2-star, I think it carries onto the IO. I haven't done this myself because I like to select this onto a unit that usually is a wizard which can combine together. So let's have a look. Which one did I select? I didn't get time to use the wheel over here because it was too intense with the fights. So just getting my units. Didn't I select? I still haven't selected. So, oh, I did select the line. Oh, my bad. I thought I didn't select it. Let's have a look what I selected with the line. So, wait a moment. Oh, I selected the line quite a while ago. Must have missed it. Wait, did I select the... I think... Oh, did I select the lion quite well? You can see... Oh, no, this is not the line. The line have a... Line doesn't have the aura. It's the wrong aura. It's a different kind of aura. Okay, I selected the... What you call it? I selected Spirit Breaker. So finally found it around 43 because I was in too much power. If you select this, notice that you only have one use of the Wheel of Wonder. And make sure you watch the legendary video because that teaches you how to use that for a specific build. Here, I just want a bonus, synergy. Maybe can't do assassins because the Spirit Breaker is already assassins. It can't gain a synergy it already has. It can only gain new ones. So you can kind of pick and select this way. So I picked the Spirit Breaker and notice how it gives me 5 different synergies. If I were playing 9 Hunters, this would be wonderful. If I was playing, 4 Aqua, this is good. If I were playing 6 Mercs, this is wonderful. Or 9 Warriors. You can't reroll out of those, so those are the ones you can add onto it. And you only get 1 try, but this is a game changer for certain build. So Wheel of Wonders for round 10 is not bad. For the late game, it's also really good. Now, I really am going quite deep on those, but some of those are quite straightforward. I don't think I need to cover too much. So let's stick to the early game ones. So we talk about Mango Tree, talk about Bill goes into the early game, and I can't do it because this is still opened. I'll try again. So the Magic Seed definitely goes into the early game. Mid game, it's okay, but you don't have that much time. Now, next one, the Dungeon Key. The key that allows you to ban synergies. So, I did not get the Dungeon Key right away, I believe. Did I? Oh no, I didn't get the Dungeon. So here, let's have a look at this Dungeon Key. So, round 20, here we have the Dungeon Key or the Master Key. The Master Key lets you to ban any synergy. On top of that, if you have already banned the synergy, this will actually refund the gold you spent on banning the synergy. And on top of that, you can re-ban and also dismiss the ban, and then re-ban units later. And notice here, I just made myself a fortune of gold because earlier I banned a synergy that cost 24 gold, probably Warriors. And because I banned it, and then this key refunds me with the gold I spent, it's really good. And on top of that, if you are banning a synergy that costs more than 15 gold, it's better than the Vault. Together with the ability to always dismiss and also re-ban units every round, you can actually adjust what you're looking for. First, you're looking for early game units, later you're looking for end game units, and then you can ban them again as long as you have the Dungeon Key or the Master Key. So Master Key recommended for any stage of the game if it gives you more value than 15 gold. Because if you're getting a random Vault, it's around 15 gold. Put it into the early game. I guess this is the teacher cards how to use it as well. So now, why is that the Vault? I want to look at the Vault. So what is the Vault? The Vault is this one. You actually don't see the Vault. Vault is the hidden one. But the Vault is when you don't pick a relic. So let's have a look. Probably round 20. Yes, round 20. So what's going to happen is as you fight relics every 10 rounds, sometimes there isn't anything that's great. Notice here, I don't really want to get additional neutrals because I'm about to die and I don't have much health. I don't have time for eggs to hatch. We'll talk about eggs soon. So, and also I don't have HP for down below and I don't want to convert mana into gold or convert gold into health. So around this time, I need more gold to roll for my units. I'm close to 3 stars. So the Magic Vault or the Stolen Vault is always good because I don't want to render into something I might not be able to use. This one will just gives you 10 to 30 gold. That's it. So it's a render, usually it's about average 15 gold, sometimes less than 15, sometimes more than 15. So if you don't have a great selection or if the relic isn't giving you a value over 15 gold, then just select the Stolen Vault. Gold never loses, and usually you can get something decent. So here I got 12 gold. It's a low roll, but it's still gold. So anytime you don't need the relic for your particular build or you're not sure, picking Stolen Vault will give you more gold. And I've seen people picking Magic Seed in late game and just sell them right away. They only get 8 gold. If you pick the Stolen Vault, you get at least 10 gold guaranteed. Now we talk about this one. So what is also good for the early game is going to be Dumbalone. Well, Dumbalone is a very crazy powerful item. So what is Dumbalone? Let's go over here. I kind of want to go with early game and mid game, and then this allows you to understand what's happening. So down below, so what does it do? It converts health into gold, and that's pretty much it. It converts on percentage. The more base health you have, the better it is. There are some drawbacks. This newly added down below for the last month. So this one is 20% of the higher, whether health is higher or mana is higher, or gold is higher. But keep in mind, if you're not careful, 1 second you convert it, then suddenly your gold is higher than your health, then you convert it back. That is a terrible mistake. Do not make that mistake. I've made it a few times when I just pressed it twice, and then I get like 16 mana, and then 16 gold, and then get 14 health, and then wasted the relic. Always make sure your current health is higher than mana or higher than your gold. So my current health is currently 97, my current gold is 40. You can also see the green and also blue bars at the bottom, and then you use this. And once you use it, you will lose 20% of your current health. When should you be getting this item? When your health is over 80% and you are not in a risk of losing later and losing a lot of health. Sometimes even I have 85 health, I don't pick this item. I just pick the Stolen Vault. Stolen Vault gives about 15 gold. This one gives about 25 to 36 gold, or even more. But you lose health. Stolen Vault, you don't lose health. Now, so notice I had a lot of health. So I converted once, my mana goes up, and next time it will go up further. So I use this one to level up. Most of the cases, people who have a lot of health, over 90%, will pick this item, use this item whether to roll for units or level up. And this is a hyper boost item that gives you so much advantage in the early game. Late game, you can actually do the opposite. Convert your gold or mana into health and survive 1 or 2 extra rounds. But in early game, this item is a hyper boosting item. I really do recommend this one if you're sitting on over 90 health. If you're sitting on over 80 health, it is optional because you're losing a lot of health. And sometimes if you lose a little too much, now you won't be able to recuperate your health easily. And most of the case, if you manage to get this going, you become quite strong, you get into level 9, and you just steamroll most players. But look at this risky part. Because I converted about 30% of my health, I'm only sitting on 14%. So any losses here would destroy me. And this is scary. But I was able to leech life back after round 25. So just to keep in mind, using double O have its drawbacks. So there are some relics that I don't recommend if you don't know what you're doing. Now, one relic is good and bad at the same time. This is the worst relic to pick if you can't beat the Wolf stage or if you can't beat double neutral monsters. Because losing to neutral monsters, you lose items, you lose a lot of relics, you lose a lot of things. Income with gold, the monster also gives you gold. So with the March of the Beast, unless your build is very powerful with a lot of 2 stars and 3 stars and also good items, do not pick this one if you don't know what you're doing. Just picking the Stolen Vault is actually much safer. So this one I highly do not recommend it. And for round 40 against the Trolls, for round 15 against the Wolves, doubling those up would destroy most builds. And I had really strong builds that got destroyed by them simply because I picked this one. I've seen King or Queen players, Rook players losing because they picked this one, and this destroyed the neutral round. So be careful with this one. Now let's keep going. Certainty loop. So when I say certainty loop, I mean the Chiaroscuro certainty. I call this one the certainty loop. This one's very powerful. This one can be for early game especially. So one thing to notice is in round 10, when you're picking relics, you might often see in my replays that, oh, there's some really good ones. Because I'm having a winning streak, I think I decided to hold on to the loop. And what's going to happen is I have a 4 win streak. I want the win streak to go higher. And having higher win streak means you get more gold every round. So this is why people want to keep this streak. So notice some players right away at round 11, they pick this item. But I don't recommend this. You might have seen in my replays, I actually leave the relic box open. Now, there's a drawback with this. I'll talk about it. If you leave the relic box open and don't pick the relic right away, not only players don't know what you have, you can also make quick 1-moment decisions. So here, only when I lose the fight will I pick this relic. So this relic only lasts for 10 rounds. So if I pick it on round 11, it will be disappearing on round 21. But if I can pick a much later stage of the round, so notice I haven't picked it. I haven't picked here. So I'm all the way to round 17 and I've been winning and all of a sudden I realized my team's going to lose on this round. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this one right on the round I'm about to lose. You can do the same if you're running a losing streak. You pick on the round right when you're about to lose your losing streak, when you're about to win, right? So here with a winning streak, I had 9 wins. Players would have gotten 9 gold off me and I would have lost my 3 gold income every round. So I'm going to pick the loop on the round I'm about to lose, or on the round I'm about to lose my streak, and this pretty much protects me from losing my streak. And on top of that, the hidden factor is that this one will actually take me all the way to round 27. So I'm protected from round 17 to 27 because of this item. I think it disappears on round 27, but I'm protected for 10 rounds on the moment I pick it. If you pick it too early, if I pick it around round 11, it only protects me for like, a few rounds because I wasn't losing, right? Now there is a small catch for this item, because while having the relic box open, I can't reroll my items. So neutral items that is over here, I can't open this box. Otherwise, the 2-tip and also the double looping of the boxes will actually get bugged out. So while you have the relic box open and not selecting any relic, you do not want to open any neutral item boxes, because if you do, you'll bug out and you lose one of your neutral items or you lose one of your relics. So notice I haven't selected any of my neutral items until I selected the loop. And once I select the loop, notice right away once I select the loop, I start to select my neutral items. This will delay my neutral items because I waited all the way to round 17. But just to show you guys, see, I keep this one all the way, and see, I get to keep this one all the way to round 20. And one thing you ought to notice, here is something most players miss. If you pick a new relic, the current one will be replaced. Remember, my current one is a loop that lasts me all the way to round 27. So here, I should not be selecting the relic. I'm rolling for some neutral items, of course. And here, if I open this box, the relic box, which I did is a mistake. So here, this relic box will last me all the way to round 27 if I want to keep my current relic. So if you select the new relic, the current relic would disappear. But if you don't select new relic, the current relic will last for 10 rounds on the moment you selected it. And what that means is, if I want to keep my loop, I'm not going to select any relic. Then notice for the next many rounds, I did not select a relic. And the downside of opening that box too early is that I actually have neutral item boxes I can't open. And that was not the best idea. So that's a small mistake. So if I plan to keep this one for 27 round, to 20 round 27, I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have done that. But you gotta see, I kept it all the way to round 26, and then I can select my relic, and then I can select my items. But this is a very cool concept that you can keep relics later, and certain relics have super strong powers that gives me so much income. Just to show you guys the income I made coming from the relics and also everything combined, I did come second, not first, but I made about 450 gold. Even the highest player made 380 gold. So I make more gold than any player in the game because of my choices of selecting relics and also how to benefit by keeping the relics. So there's some really good relics I want to go through with you guys. So we got the certainty loop and the box and mercs. I think I will leave you guys for the magic box for the video with legendaries, because that actually explains much more details. So with the magic box, you can do on 2-star units or you can do on legendaries. So usually, so let me show you guys over here, might as well show you guys. So magic box, where are we? I was like, maybe I should. Let me see if there's any early game relic I'm losing. So I talk about down below. I talk about, oh no, there's one early game relic I'm missing. So most of the relics are good for early game and I want to focus on this. So in this replay, you actually don't get to see me selecting this relic. So this is the Malefic. Where is the Malefic? The Malefic Rapture. Malefic Rapture is one of the best items for the early game, because even for dump alone that gives you additional 30 or 20 gold or sometimes 35 gold, it's not as good as the Malefic Rapture, because this one constantly gives you additional experience, which is pretty much what we do with gold. So this item, if you can get it around 10, and if you also have the priest synergy, players will often just take away back the strongest unit and leave this on and just take damage like 20, 30 or even 40 damage, sometimes even 50 damage between round 10 to round 20. And this hyper boosts the level to level 9 and get all the legendaries before most other players can do it. So that's what happened to me here. You can see that I only have the priest, and also I only have the monks on, or the pandas on. Don't know why I'm calling them monks. So here, every round when I lose, and when I lose massively, look at this. So I'm sitting on level 7, and you're gonna see a boost of leveling, and it actually shows in the vision of a gold icon. So here losing, and so I got 11. So notice there's 11, I also got 1 gold. So my experience just boosted by 11. And by doing this, and together with the tangles, this is one of the best early game items if you want to push for high levels. By far the best if you have the priest. And this allows me to go into levels 9 quickly on round 21 with so much gold left. And on top of that, once I get to level 9, what's going to happen is I will use a magic box. Perfect time to teach you guys about the magic box. So once over here, let's have a look at the selection of magic box. Why am I looking for magic box? Is sometimes I'm looking for a hidden synergy required by legendary units that most of us can't find. Sometimes it's not in the game, sometimes it's just a hidden legendary. Let me have a look. So magic box. When do you want to use this is that usually after round 10. You don't want to use this on round 10 because it's hard to roll into good units. I like to have this one round 20 or round 30. So selecting magic box, usually this will enable you a build. So one of the first build that come into mind is going to be shamans. Shamans want the 2 crucial legendaries. This will include the Arc Warden, which is a shaman, and this will also include your Disruptor, which is a shaman. Sometimes that's not even in the game. So here I'm trying to force into a shaman build, and I did find one, which is great. And let me just show you guys, because I needed more shamans, right? So I found 1 shaman, and I even boxed some of the units I don't need. Let me show you guys over here. So did I do this correct? Oh yes, I did this correct. So what's going to happen is I'm going to box other legendaries. This will reroll the Troll Warlord into a legendary that I might want, and this might keep going. So here I'm going to show you guys over here. So notice that Troll Warlord was rerolled into Wrath King, and here I'll be rolling in multiple legendaries trying to get them into shamans. And you can actually do this on 2-star units, but this will cost you multiple charges of the magic box, so keep in mind. So notice here I'm constantly boxing legendaries, I'm getting legendaries and also boxing them. And this will help me greatly push us towards the shaman build I wanted. So notice here, I found Arc Warden, and Arc Warden I believe wasn't even in the game during this game, and that's how I found Arc Warden. And this allows me to complete my shaman synergy. Sometimes if you're trying to play Demon Hunters, so there's multiple uses for the magic box. This is a good demonstration. So 5 legendaries or boxes. If you try to play the Demon Hunters, you can't find Spectres easily. If you're trying to play the Night Hunters, you can find Tide Hunter. If you're trying to play the Goblins and Mercs, you can find Techies. If you try to play the Gods or the Stampede, you can get Last Strike very easily. And those are some very good uses for the magic box. But I only picked this one after round 20. So this, I would definitely say, is more towards the mid game. And here, the Manifest is definitely for early game, because late game you don't have much health to be losing health, right? That's good. So, what else? Leafing Essence. We know, most of us know about Leafing Essence. Not much to explain. You pretty much get the 2 sides out of your talent tree. And when should you pick this one? You can pick at any stage of the game, but preferably after round 20. If you pick this one at round 10, you don't get much value. If you pick this one at round 40, you don't get much value, because by 45, you get all your passives. So round 20, round 30, round 40 is when you can pick this one. Now, almost done. I did not expect this one to take a little longer, so Leafing Essence, I'll probably go with mid-game. The Veld, you can take it to any stage of the game. Now, I do want to talk about the Forge. Now, I know Forge is a very standard item. And did I get the Forge? When did I get the Forge? Did I? Okay, I got the Forge here. The Forge. The Weapon Forge. So, here the neutral monster is going to be the Weapon Forge, and this is round 40. Let's have a look at this item. And the Weaponsmith, I call it the Forge because it's a smith. So, this one will give you +1 level to the item token you're forging. Now, before forging, you need to understand what is happening. When you have a tier 1 item, This is Blink Dagger is a tier 1 item. This item can be rolled into a tier 1 item, so it's no excess loss. But if you're rolling a tier 2 item, you will just become a tier 1 item because you lose 1 level because they halve it. So what the Forge actually does is it will increase the level by 1 after it's halved. So previously, if you were going to get a tier 1, now you get a tier 2, like what you can see with my courier. And then as you increase the number of items, the Fortress will boost the level by 1 after everything's counted. Simply to say that you will get the item of a higher tier. It's easy to find purple items and legendaries because of the Weaponsmith. Now, what I recommend with Weaponsmith is most players will go for legendaries, but most of the best items are the purple items. So Weaponsmith is actually the best for finding your purple tokens, and that can be a game changer. Refresher, Battle Fury, Necronomicon for summons, there's Gladiator, there's so many good items that is purple that most players will try to go for legendaries and end up with a legendary they can't use for their build. So what I recommend with the Weaponsmith is 80% of the time, you should be looking for purple items. Now, of course, this changes. If you're super late in the game, having a Hex or Cypher Vice or having some cool Assault carriers might be good for the ultra late game. But for me, even on round 40, I still prefer purple items that enables my unit and also my build. So, a little bit tip on the Forge. And I think we covered everything I wanted to say. Forge is definitely mid to late game. Now, what an item that is good later game? I know I covered a lot of items that is kind of good early game. So time-space replica is just rendering one of the relics you already have on the first try. But later, if you already picked the Way of Wonder previously, this can replicate what you picked last time. What's this good for? Is gonna be the magic box. This is good for the Way of Wonder. This is good for the March of Beast if you had that. This is not that good for the magic seed because you probably don't have the bench space. This is good for the concealment. This is good for the certainty loop. This is good for the weaponsmith. And this is good for the egg if you want more eggs. So time space replica, definitely good to replicate what you already picked last time. Now, Grievous Egg. This one is quite interesting. You can always get a unit to 2-star because of this item. A lot of players will try to get legendaries to 2-star because of this. But if you try to get a 3-star, you must not sell your egg. And you must not change the relic for many rounds. So keep in mind, a lot of players can find 3-star units because of this item. I've seen players finding 3-star spins, but they waited for about 15 rounds or even longer rounds. And this will be a dead spot. So what I usually do is I just get a 2-star legendary coming from this item. I try to not go for 3 stars. Second chance is great if you're looking for purple item or if you're looking for a crucial item that is like the Monitor Horn or something like the Spell Prison. And most of the time people are looking for purple or legendary items with second chance. And to follow from that, the Shroud of Concealment is very good for the mid and also late game. Round 20, it might not be as good, but round 30 to round 40, this will save you multiple times and you might push up for top 4 or top 3 because of this item. I think I covered pretty much everything, right? So what I want to do is there are some crucial items. I will have a bit of the replays available to show you guys. I think the ones I wanted to show you guys is how to do the mango tree, how to do the certainty loop, and other than that, so how to do the box and merc, which is good. And because we also covered this in the previous video, and I think this is pretty much it. I'll include some replays and also timestamp to show you guys. That covers everything with the relics. Notice the video is very long. My friend used to say, I thought you would learn as detailed compared to your videos comparing class back at school. So I do want to do a tier list on the units. I want to do a tier list on the neutral items, and that should cover pretty much everything. And I also have prepared you guys pretty much a variety of the build with autochess. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. There's so much depth with the relics. It can change your build. It can give you so much income and give you a very big advantage in any stage of the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. And oh boy, it did take longer than expected. So here are some of the replays for those crucial relics and how I use them.
There's a price on all their heads.
Eyes up and shields front!
I'm right like a clock.
Guess we better.
I don't miss. Sagan and I stand with you.
There's a price on all their heads. The lot stands ready. Eyes, blood.
The dusk is always ready for a fight.
For the right price, anything. Thanks.
Feel the earth shake. Master of beasts. trap.
I bring an end to magic.
Spirit breaker. A wolf and
Enchant.
For the Kazurai.
I ride with the wolf in man's clothing. Eyes up!
Sneaky, aren't I?
Enchanted, I'm sure.
For the Kazurai. Appreciate it.
Eyes up and shield! Eyes up!
Out of sight.
Enchanted, I'm sure.
The hunter.
The Kazurai.
The time has come for me.
The Kazurai. Do I look taller? Huh?
More power to summon.
Appreciate it.
Sneaky, aren't I?
Enchanted, I'm sure.
Ready. Take on us. At your service.
Kazurai.
Out of sight.
For the Kazurai.
More power to me.
Out of sight.
Appreciate it.
Enchanted, I'm sure. I'll just sharpen my spear and I'm ready to...
Bravonas! At your service. Power pours into me. Spirit breaker.
Sneaky, aren't I?
Appreciate it.
Eyes up! Eyes up! Your god has arrived. God be with you. Princess. The sack.
Enchanted, I'm sure.
There are none who cannot be nicked.
In green, I go. The hunt.
The elements of my nature are in torment. Honorable Dante Panlan, at your service.
Appreciate it.
The hunter feasts.
There are none who cannot
At
be
your
limited.
service.
The Honorable Dante Panlan, at your service.
Give me the power.
Fleeing twins, I seek
The
blood.
Veiled Sisters sent me.
Dragon's front!
When you play with Lena, you tend to get burned.
For the Kazurai.
The flayed twins. I seek blood.
My gratitude.
There are none who cannot be mimicked.
Unsummon the demon witch.
Juggernaut stands ready.
Breaker. How about that?
I bring an end.
Guardian of the
No
Flame.
Slytherin may fail.
Juggernaut stands ready. All enemies.
The Stormcrafter comes.
They'll never find your grave.
Thanks.
The Monopoly King.
They'll never find your grave. Time for some work.
No Slytherin may fail.
My spirit return to flesh.
Time for some role play.
Mariska has arrived.
returns to flesh.
Thanks. Your
My faithful join me.
Elder Titan.
My faithful join me.
The Stormcaster comes. Riding high. Thanks. Thanks. ranks. Monster kill! More power to me.
Ready for shenanigans?
Elder Titan. Spirit Breaker. This form suits my purpose. Elder Titan. Trees are so good.
They'll
So brave for you.
Dr. Clinker.
The price of all the heads.
Ice is nice.
My queen at your service. This one's on me.
Is the price of all the heads.
Clinker.
Much obliged.
Strangler vines and deadly nightshade. Aren't they just the cutest?
Dr. Clinker. My suit should keep me comfortable through all of this. Time for target practice.
Ice is nice. Enchanted, I'm sure.
sun's
Time for target practice.
faceless void.
What's this? Some kind of fight?
Mega kill.
Bleep, bloop. I am a robot. Yeah, just kidding. Dr. Clinker.
I may be faceless, but I'm not maceless.
Just kidding.
No Slytherin may fail.
I am the new Mark II Rattletap. Just kidding.
Is happy hour.
Mother of all evil.
When you play with Lena,
Commander trusted.
you tend to get burned.
sheep's clothing. Damnation rises.
Enchanted, I'm sure.
Trees.
The Honorable Dante Panna. The service. The Honorable Dante Panna. The service.
By the impure powers of nature.
I wouldn't want to let my brands down.
Behold the horn of madness.
service.
Enchanted, I'm sure.
Who cannot be mimicked?
In green, I go.
The Monkey King.
Zack, the elements of my nature are in torment.
The Monkey King.
The Honorable Dante Panda. At your service. of madness.
What can I do in return?
The Monkey King.
Enchanted, I'm sure.
Siren rises from the deeps.
The hunter. The hunter feasts.
There are none who cannot be mimicked.
Deadly nightshade. Aren't they just the cutest?
Enchanted, I'm sure. I'll just sharpen my...